Welcome to the 2023 ASVAB Arithmetic Reasoning Practice Test. This test will have 40 questions with explained answers that will help you prepare for the test. Be sure to boot that like button by turning it white. Now here's your ASVAB instructor to walk you through the questions.
Question 1. Johnny wants to read a book during the month of March, 31 days, but only has time to read 14 pages per day. How long is the longest book he could read during the month? A. 424, B. 434, C. 444, D. 454. The correct answer is B. 434. Since there are 31 days in March, the most amount of pages Johnny can read during the month is 14 times 31, or 434 pages. Question 2. A store is doing a huge sale for Black Friday and is giving everyone 15% off their entire purchase on top of other discounts. If you are buying a TV that is selling for 40% off of $300, what is the total for the new TV with the extra discount? A. 140, B. 153, C. 160, D. 180. The correct answer is B. 153. Percentages are written as a value over 100 and can be simplified into decimals by moving a hypothetical decimal point to the left 2 times. Example, 40% equals 0.4. First, we calculate the discount given on the $300 TV, or $300 minus 4 times 300 equals $180. After that, we apply the 15% off coupon for $180 minus 15% times 180 equals 153. Question 3. You are at the candy shop buying a Valentine's Day box of chocolates for your partner. You only have $20, and the store has a 7.5% tax rate on everything in the house. How much can you spend on a box of chocolates? A. $16.50, B. $17.50, A. $16.50, B. $17.50, C. $18.50, D. $19.50. The correct answer is C. $18.50. If you only have $20, the most you can spend is $20 minus 7.5 times 100 times 20 equals $18.50. Question 4. Anna is at the store purchasing some zucchini for her pasta. The recipe calls for 2 pounds of zucchini, and zucchini is $1.54 per pound. With a 6% tax rate, how much will she spend on zucchini rounding up to the nearest cent? A. $3.08, B. $3.26, C. $3.27, D. $3.30. The correct answer is C. $3.27. First, we need to add the 2 pounds of zucchini together, or multiply the price by 2. This gives us a total of $3.08 for 2 pounds of zucchini. Then we determine the total using the following: $3.08 times 0.06 times $3.08, which is approximately $3.2648, or rounded up to $3.27. Question 5. Anna stops for lunch on her way home from the store. She finishes her meal, and because she's generous, she wants to give a 30% tip. If her meal cost is $22, how much money should she leave for the server? A. $6, B. $6.60, C. $7.20, D. $7.80. The correct answer is B. $6.60. To determine tip total, we can set up a proportion part over whole is equal to percent over 100. Here we have X tip over $22 total, which is equal to 30% of 100. Solving for X gives a total of $6.60 for the tip. Question 6. Anna runs into her friend Natalie as she's leaving the restaurant. Natalie invites Anna to grab drinks, and they go to the local bar. Anna has $15 to spend, and she wants to have 25% left for a tip. How much can Anna spend on drinks? A. $11.25, B. $11.50, C. $11.75, D. $12. The correct answer is A. $11.25. To determine how much Anna can spend, we can subtract 25% of 15 from the 15. This gives us $15 minus 0.25 times 15, or $11.25. Question 7. Ziggy is renting a suit for his senior prom, and the store he's going to rents the tux he wants for $250 plus a 12% cleaning fee. How much will he pay in total for the tux? A. $265, B. $270, C. $275, D. $280. The correct answer is D. $280. We can determine this using a proportion. Part over whole is equal to percent over 100. Taking 12% of $250 times $250 times 12 divided by 100 gives us $30. And once you add that to the tux total, the final price comes out to $280. Question 8. Ziggy needs to buy his date a corsage. He has $60 to spend, and the shop has a 15% service fee for corsage creation. How much did the corsage cost before the service fee, assuming Ziggy spent all $60? A. $49, B. $50, C. $51, D. $52. The correct answer is C. $51. We can determine this using a proportion. Part over whole is equal to percent over 100. Taking 15% of $60 times 60 times 15 divided by 100 gives us $9. Since we are looking for the price prior to adding the service fee, we can subtract $9 from the $60 total, meaning the corsage cost $51. Question 9. Allison is planning out her day of festivities for prom. She wants at least 2 hours to do her makeup, hair, shower, etc., 15 minutes to get into her dress, and 1.5 hours for pictures. If the dance starts at 7:30, what time should she start getting ready? A. 3 o'clock, B. 3:15, C. 3:30, D. 3:45. The correct answer is D. 3:45. Each section of time can be converted into a fraction of 1 hour. 2 hours plus 0.25 hours plus 1.5 hours is equal to 3.75 hours. 7:30 can also be written like this, 7.5 hours. If you subtract 3.75 from 7.5 and convert it back into time, you get 7.5 minus 3.75 equals 3.75 or 3:45. Question 10. Allison and Ziggy meet up for the prom and head to dinner with their group. The group of 8 wants to spend less than $180 on food, but wants to be sure to leave a 22% tip for the server. How much should each person spend to the nearest cent, assuming their total comes to exactly $180? A. $17.55, B. $17.60, C. $18.55, D. $18.60. The correct answer is A, $17.55. First, we can subtract 22% of $180 from $180, giving us $140.40. $180 minus 0.22 times 180. Taking this value and dividing it into 8 equal parts gives us an individual meal total of $17.55. Question 11. Georgie is planning to rent a car for their trip to Alaska. They will stay in Anchorage for 3 days, drive to Fairbanks, and leave from Fairbanks after 2 days to come back home. If the cost of renting a car is $50 up front, $40 per day, and $14 for every 100 miles over 300, how much will they spend on the car rental, assuming their travels will be a total of 700 miles? A, $300, B, $306, C, $312, D, $318. The correct answer is B, $306. This problem can be solved by adding all of the totals together. $50 up front plus $40 per day times 3 plus 2. Total days plus $14 times 700 minus 300 divided by 100 equals $306. Note, 700 total miles minus the 300-mile cap for the $14 fee divided by each 100 miles over that cap. Question 12. Georgie needs to board their cats up while they're away. The cost is $27 per day for one cat, $13 per day for each additional cat, and there is a $12 cleaning fee. For a 5-day trip, how much will Georgie spend to board her 2 cats with a 25% new member discount? A, $149, B, $159, C, $212, D, $222. The correct answer is B, $159. The first cat is going to cost $27 times 5 days. The second cat is going to cost $13 times 5 days. Once you add the $12 cleaning fee to those values, you can take off 25% from the total to account for the new member discount. This gives us $212 minus 0.25 times 212 equals $159. Question 13. Georgie wants to buy some hiking gear for their trip. They found a new pair of boots at the store that cost $98. If they have a coupon for 18% off, how much do the boots cost to the nearest cent, excluding tax? A, $80, B, $80.36, C, $80.60, D, $81. The correct answer is B, $80.36. We can determine this using a proportion. Part over whole is equal to percent over 100. We have X over the $98 total value is equal to 18% over 100. 98 times 18 divided by 100 equals $17.64, and if we subtract that from $98, we get the discounted price of $80.36. Question 14. Arnold needs to get a 73% on the final to get a B+ in his chemistry class. If the test is scored out of 150 points, what's the lowest score that will give him a passing grade, assuming there is no partial credit? A, 108, B, 109, C, 110, D, 111. The correct answer is C, 110. We can determine this using a proportion. Part over whole is equal to percent over 100. 150 points times 73% divided by 100 gives us 109.5. Rounding up, because there's no partial credit, means that Arnold needs a 110 divided by 150 to get a B+ in the class. Question 15. Arnold needs to get an 88% on the final to get an A- in his statistics course. If the test is scored out of 200 points, what is the lowest score that will give him a passing grade, assuming there is no partial credit? A. 175, B. 176, C. 177, D. 178. The correct answer is B. 176. We can determine this using a proportion. Part over whole is equal to percent over 100. 200 points times 88% divided by 100 gives us 176 points, meaning Arnold needs to score a 176 divided by 200 to obtain an A- in the class. Question 16. Jim went to Pam's house for game night. To decide who goes first, he says that if he can pick 3 hearts in a row from a standard deck of cards, he goes first. What is the probability that Jim pulls 3 hearts in a row without replacing them to the deck? A. 1 divided by 85, B. 11 divided by 850, C. 6 divided by 425, D. 13 divided by 850. The correct answer is B. 11 divided by 850. There are 52 cards in a standard card deck, and each suit has 13 cards. Ace, 2 through 10, Jack, Queen, and King. To pull 1 heart from the deck, you have a 13 divided by 52 chance, 1/4, if you don't replace that heart. Then you have 12 heart cards left in a deck of 51 cards, giving you a 12 divided by 51 chance of pulling another heart card. Lastly, you have 11 cards left in a deck of 50 cards, or 11 divided by 50. When you multiply 1/4 by 12 divided by 51 by 11 divided by 50, you get an 11 divided by 850 chance of pulling 3 cards in a row without replacement. Question 17. Pam laughs at Jim for being so naive, and she suggests something more statistically probable. If Jim can pull 1 blue marble from a bag, he will go first. In the bag, there are 4 blue marbles, 5 red marbles, and 3 yellow marbles. What is the chance he pulls a blue marble? A. 1/4, B. 5/12, C. 1/3, D. 1/2. The correct answer is C. 1/3. To determine the probability of an outcome for a single colored marble, you just take the colored marble you're looking for and divide it by the total. In this case, since we are determining the probability of picking a blue marble, we take 4 blue marbles and put it over 12 total marbles. This reduces to the answer of 1/3. Question 18. Jim and Pam go out to dinner the following night. They spend $75.25 on dinner and want to leave a 23% tip. How much should they leave for a tip rounded to the nearest cent? A. $17.31, B. $17.35, C. $17.39, D. $17.43. The correct answer is A. $17.31. We can determine this using a proportion. Part over whole is equal to percent over 100. $17.25 points times 23% divided by 100 gives us approximately $17.31 for a tip. Question 19. Michael forgot his phone in his friend's car and needs to make a call at the payphone. The phone company charges $3 for the first 7 minutes and 27 cents for each minute after. If Michael is on the phone for 12 minutes, how much is the total cost of the phone call? A. $4.25, B. $4.30, C. $4.35, D. $4.40. The correct answer is C. $4.35. For the first 7 minutes of Michael's call, it will cost him $3. For the remaining minutes, 5 total, it will cost him 27 cents times 5 remaining minutes. Adding this together gives us a total of $4.35 for the call. Question 20. If each inch on a map represents 25 feet, what actual distance does 13 inches represent on the map? A. 300 feet, B. 325 feet, C. 350 feet, D. 375 feet. The correct answer is B. 325 feet. The problem is as simple as multiplying the 13 inches by 25, giving us a total distance of 325 feet. Question 21. Annette has a brother who was half her age 6 years ago. If her brother is 12 years old now, how old is Annette? A. 18, B. 19, C. 20, D. 21. The correct answer is A. 18. Annette's brother is 12 years old now. 6 years ago, he would have been 6. At 6 years old, Annette was twice her brother's age. That means that she was 12 when he was 6. At present day, 6 years later, that means she is 12 plus 6, or 18 years old. Question 22. Andi went to the store to buy some mushrooms. If they buy half a pound of mushrooms at $6.06 a pound and pays with a $10 bill, how much change should they get back, assuming there is a 3% tax? Round to the nearest cent. A. $6.87, B. $6.88, C. $6.89, D. $6.90. The correct answer is B. $6.88. Andi is only purchasing a half pound of mushrooms, or $3.03 worth of mushrooms. Once we add a 3% tax to that value, or $3.03 plus 0.03 times 3.03, we can subtract that total from the $10 she uses to pay for the mushrooms. This gives us a return of approximately $6.88. Question 23. Andi makes $32 per hour and works 35 hours per week. Disregarding taxes, how much do they make in 7 weeks? A. $7,200, B. $7,450, C. $7,840, D. $8,200. The correct answer is C. $7,840. We can determine this by multiplying all the numbers together. That is, $32 an hour times 35 hours per week times 7 weeks equals $7,840 in 7 weeks. Question 24. If Andi makes $32 per hour and works 35 hours per week, how long will it take Kendra to make as much as them if she makes $27 per hour? Round up to the nearest hour. A. 40, B. 41, C. 42, D. 43. The correct answer is C. 42. The total Andi makes in a week is $32 an hour times 35 hours a week, or $1,120 per week. If we divide this by Kendra's hourly wage, $27 an hour, we get how many hours she needs to work to make that much money, approximately 42 hours. Question 35. Kendra has saved up some money to paint her room. If she has $60 and each gallon can cost $13, how many cans of paint can she buy? A. 2, B. 3, C. 4, D. 5. The correct answer is C. 4. If we take $60 and divide it by $13 per can of paint, we get 4.6 cans of paint. However, Kendra can't buy 0.6 cans of paint, and she can't afford a full 5 cans with $60. Therefore, she can only buy 4 cans of paint. Question 26. There are 2 ovens at the local bakery. Oven 2 burns 4 times as many loaves of bread as oven 1. On Sunday, there were a total of 20 burnt loaves of bread. How many loaves did oven 1 burn? A. 2, B. 4, C. 6, D. 8. The correct answer is B. 4. This can be written out as an equation where x is the amount of loaves burnt for oven 1, 4x is the amount of loaves burnt for oven 2, and 20 is the total loaves burnt. X plus 4x equals 20, or x is 4. This means oven 1 burnt 4 total loaves. Question 27. Kyle stops at a local gas station to fill up his car. At the gas station, a gallon of gas costs $3.19. He buys 14 gallons of gas and spends $50.05. What is the tax percentage to the nearest hundredth? A. 12.07%, B. 12.12%, C. 12.15%, D. 12.18%. The correct answer is A. 12.07%. Kyle can determine the tax percentage by first dividing his total by the number of gallons of gas. This gives him a total of $3.575 per gallon, no rounding till the end. Subtracting the original gas cost from $3.575 yields a total of $0.385. This is how much the gas tax is. Taking that is a percentage over the original gas price. 0.385 cents divided by $3.19 equals percent divided by 100. We get an approximate percentage of 12.0%. Question 28. After filling up his tank, Kyle starts to drive down to Albuquerque, New Mexico. He travels 70 miles per hour for 1.5 hours and 62 miles per hour for 4 hours. Over the 5.5 hours, what is Kyle's average speed to the nearest mile per hour? A. 63 miles per hour, B. 64 miles per hour, C. 65 miles per hour, D. 66 miles per hour. The correct answer is B. 64 miles per hour. During the first 1.5 hours, Kyle averages 70 miles per hour, 1.5 times 70. He then spends the next 4 hours driving an average of 62 miles per hour, 4 times 62. Adding these values together, 353 miles, and dividing it by the total time, 5.5 hours, gives us the average for the entire drive, or approximately 64 miles per hour. Question 29. If Kyle finishes the drive going 65 miles per hour, how long will it take him to go 400 miles to the nearest tenth of an hour? A. 6 hours, B. 6.1 hours, C. 6.2 hours, D. 6.3 hours. The correct answer is C. 6.2 hours. To drive a total of 400 miles at the average pace of 65 miles per hour, it will take Kyle 400 miles divided by 65 miles per hour, or approximately 6.2 hours. Question 30. Kyle is on the home stretch of his trip and has 360 miles to go. If he wants to finish the drive in 5 hours, how fast does he have to average during that time? A. 70 miles per hour, B. 72 miles per hour, C. 74 miles per hour, D. 80 miles per hour. The correct answer is B. 72 miles per hour. Kyle needs to drive 360 miles in 5 hours, which means he must go 360 miles divided by 5 hours, or 72 miles per hour. Question 31. If a car travels 200 miles in 3 hours, how many miles will it travel in 7 hours when driving at the same speed? Round to the nearest whole mile. A. 460 miles. B. 467 miles. C. 480 miles. D. 487 miles. The correct answer is B. 467 miles. If we first divide 200 miles by 3 hours, this means the car travels approximately 66.67 miles per hour. Multiplying this by 7 hours, no rounding till the end, we get an approximate value of 467 miles traveled in 7 hours. Question 32. Wes bought a luxury sports car for $158,600. The value of the car depreciated by 18% in the first year he owned it. What is the car worth at the end of this first year? A. $130,050. B. $130,052. C. $134,809. D. $134,811. The correct answer is B. $130,052. We can determine this using a proportion. Part over whole is equal to percent over 100. $158,600 times 18 divided by 100 gives us what we need to subtract from the original total. By doing this, we receive a value of $130,052 for the car's worth after a year. Question 33. After the first year, Wes's car depreciates at a rate of 22% for each year after. Assuming that his car is worth $130,000 after the first year, how much will his car be worth after 2 years? A. $101,100. B. $101,200. C. $101,300. D. $101,400. The correct answer is D. $101,400. We can determine this using a proportion. Part over whole is equal to percent over 100. 130,000 times 22 divided by 100 gives us what we need to subtract from the original total. By doing this, we receive a value of $101,400 for the car's worth after 2 years. Question 34. The tornado alarm goes off once a week, every week, for 3 minutes. In 1 year, how many minutes will it have gone off for? A. 150 minutes. B. 153 minutes. C. 156 minutes. D. 159 minutes. The correct answer is C. 156 minutes. This problem requires us to multiply 3 minutes by the total amount of weeks in a year, 52. This yields a value of 156 minutes. Question 35. There are 11 yellow marbles, 4 blue marbles, and 7 green marbles in a box. If Kendall randomly selects a marble from the box, what is the probability of selecting a blue marble? A. 2/11ths. B. 7/22, C. 4/11, D, 1/2. The correct answer is A, 2/11. Adding up all of the marbles, we get a total of 22 marbles. There are 4 blue marbles in the bag, or 4 divided by 22. This is the probability of selecting a blue marble, and the value can be reduced to 2/11. Adding up all of the marbles, we get a total of 22 marbles. There are 4 blue marbles in the bag, or 4 22nds. This is the probability of selecting a blue marble, and the value can be reduced to 2/11. Question 36. A coffee shop offers a 15% discount on all drinks for members. If a caramel macchiato costs $5.25, how much will Amy pay after her member discount is applied? Round to the nearest cent. A, $4.44. B, $4.46. C, $4.48. D, $4.50. The correct answer is B, $4.46. We can determine this using a proportion. Part over whole is equal to percent over 100. $5.25 times 15 divided by 100 gives us what we need to subtract from the original price to determine the discounted price. This yields a value of approximately $4.46. Question 37. The gas station Amy goes to increased their gas price by 7% due to a supply shortage. If a gallon of gas was $2.65, how much will it cost after the increase? Round to the nearest cent. A, $2.76. B, $2.80. C, $2.82. D, $2.84. The correct answer is D, $2.84. If gas was originally $2.65, we can multiply this by 7% divided by 100 to get the amount of tax added to the original value. Once we add the values together, $2.65 plus 0.07 times $2.65, we get approximately $2.84. Question 38. Shelly wants to buy a toy for her son's birthday. She goes to the local shop, which is offering a 17% discount for their 17th anniversary. If she picks up a toy that was originally priced at $29.99, how much will it cost after the discount is applied? Round to the nearest cent. A, $24.85. B, $24.89. C, $24.93. D, $24.97. The correct answer is B, $24.89. We can determine this using a proportion. Part over whole is equal to percent over 100. $29.99 times 17 divided by 100 gives us what we need to subtract from the original total to determine the discounted price. Once we do that, the discounted price for the toy is approximately $24.89. Question 39. After going to the toy store, Shelly stops by the ice cream shop to get a sweet treat. She has a coupon for 25% off, and 2 scoops of cherry cordial ice cream cost $5.75. With the discount, how much will Shelly spend on her ice cream? Round to the nearest cent. A, $4.25. B, $4.27. C, $4.29. D, $4.31. The correct answer is D, $4.31. We can determine this using a proportion. Part over whole is equal to percent over 100. If we multiply the original total by the discount price over 100, we get $1.4375. Subtracting this value from the total, $5.75, gives us an approximate sale value of $4.31. Question 40. Ernie is looking for a new pair of dress shoes. He goes to the shoe outlet and they're offering a 33% discount on all shoes. If the total price of his shoes was $62, how much was the discounted price for the shoes? Round to the nearest cent. A, $46. B, $46.74. C, $47.74. D, $48. The correct answer is C, $47.74. We can determine this using a proportion. Part over whole is equal to percent over 100. If we multiply the original total by the discount price over 100, we get $20.46. Subtracting this value from the original total gives us an approximate sale value of $47.74.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it. Check out these videos that can help you study for your ASVAB tests. If you need more help beyond these videos, we have free practice tests on our website. We have all the links down in the description below. Don't forget to boot that like button and subscribe to our channel.